guys, welcome back to the Boston Chris podcast. And if you're new, I would love to earn your subscription or follow with this brand new episode of the podcast featuring Jenni Rose from the Vandoliers. Let me tell you a little bit more about Jenni Rose. What a remarkable human being. I won't call her fearless, but I will definitely call her one of the bravest people I have ever seen in this scene or any other. And we're so excited to chat with Jenni today about everything that has happened to and about her for the last, 25 years in her music existence, how she came out as trans, how all of that has changed the content, and her sobriety has changed her content. Just so much remarkable stuff here in this interview. You're really going to get an in-depth look into the life and music of Jenni Rose of the Vandoliers. We're so excited to present this episode. And guys, make sure you're following along with everything we have going on at the Boston Chris Show. Please hit that like button. And of course, if you want to see more in-depth, candid conversations like this one here, you can hit the subscribe or follow button. Also, comment down below your very favorite part of this episode. And now, without any further ado, because my mouth is tongue-tied, I am so excited to have finally gotten to chat with the one and only Jenni Rose right here on the Boston Chris Show. Y'all check it out. It's time to chat. It's time to mingle. It's time to see what everyone's drinking. It's time to chat. It's time to mingle. It's time to see what everyone's drinking until we all lose connection.
Hey there, it is Mike Tramp, known from once being in White Line, Freak of Nature, and all of the above. You are, of course, both listening and watching the Boston Chris Show. What could be better?
Guys, it's Jenni Rose week here on the Boston Chris podcast. This has been a long time coming. I'm such a big fan of yours, and thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Of course. I'm such a huge fan of yours, and just everything that you do, creating just a new sound. Like, you guys are just so different than anybody in Texas, and I'm excited to chat with you about that sound and how you came to find it and all of that. But I want to talk about, we always tell the stories behind songs on this show, so we'll start with that. I'd love for you to tell the story behind the song Life Behind Bars, which is kind of the title track of the new record.
Yeah. Joshua Ray Walker and I are really good friends. We've kind of come up in the same scene together, and but we've never written a song together. And I've been writing for the last 2 years and diving deep into the soul, and been kind of a nervous wreck about this record because there's just like so much writing on it.
Yeah.
And Ted, like, I kind of felt beholden to write every song with Ted. And then like we recorded Sink or Swim and Nobody's Fault But Your Own together, and then we released those. And then like after we did that, I thought those two songs were going to be on the record. And Ted was like, oh, why don't you go, what, like, why don't you go write something with Josh or something? And I was like, okay. So I called him up, and right before I get there, I call Corey, and I'm like, hey, do you want to come and write a song with me? And then he's all like, hey, John Pettigo's with me. John produced the first two Vandoliers records, produces all the Joshua Ray Walker records. He's so great. He has his own band, the O's, great songwriter, close friend, one of, kind of a founding member of the band anyway. And so we all got in the same room, and we're all going through different things. John's going through divorce. I'm not, that no one knows what I'm going through. Like, Corey's having a hard time, just making ends meet, and Josh is going through cancer, and we all just kind of have our own, we have our own sentences to the same prison. And Josh and Corey had talked about writing a song called Life Behind Bars. It's like a double entendre of like playing in bands all the time and all of this, and like I remember when I heard that line, like to me, I thought about prison, and to me, I
Mm.
was thinking about some other things, and like when John was thinking about it, he was, kind of thinking about like inner turmoil and stuff like that, which gets everybody's brains going, and then we start talking about our lives, and I remember Pedigo just like looking over to me, and he's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" I was like, "I feel like I'm on the edge of oblivion." It's like first line. And
Wow.
then from there, we just start putting these things together, and everybody is like popping off all these great lines. And, um, you know, we get into the chorus, and like the final hook happens, and we're all like sitting there just like trying to finish this chorus, like trying to finish this thought. And, uh, you know, Walker's like, "'Cause I'm guilty as charged. I've been spinning," and everybody's like, "Life behind bars." It's just like this really cool team effort, like even the bridge, which is brilliant. It's like Corey quoting like uh uh oh my God, right off the bat, I would stop and watch this movie anytime. But it's just like it was so cool how everybody came together and how everybody you know, pushed their own feelings through this, you know, double entendre.
It's very much
You know,
like everybody bringing different puzzle pieces to the table, right?
yeah, and I love it when songs do that. Like
Yeah.
Cigarettes and the Rain is kind of like that too. Like I wrote that with John and my buddy Arliss, and like that was one of the things that like brought me to country music is the everybody working together on a
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
and everybody having a little piece of the song. Like Um, I really love that. I feel like I'm kind of a team player more than like um all by myself. Like I can be all by myself and I do bring songs that are like every Saturday night was a song like I wrote in
Yeah.
my own room and stuff, but like I've just never shied away from like getting into a room with my friends and like putting something together.
And these are great artists that you're in the room with too, not just songwriters. So who
No.
do you guys have to, do like an MMA thing for who gets to record the song?
Well, no, we went into that session writing Vandolier songs.
Okay.
Like we were gonna write two Vandolier songs, and we wrote one about taking your shirt off called "Let the Biscuits Fly" that Corey has a really good demo of, and which was very silly and was not gonna make this album,
Yeah.
but then I think it kind of just like got us into a place where we could relax and like write something, like okay, we got our sillies out, now we can kind of put something meaningful together.
Yeah,
And
because this record was very, very personal, obviously, and so I imagine you don't want to put anything silly in there to kind of break up that vibe, right?
I mean, I put Jim's Barn on
That
there.
is true. Yeah, that is
You
true.
know, and I was really happy that Ted picked that song because I think that song's really fun. And like, it's a true story, and it's kind of been like one of those. There's still even a sense of melancholy because it's all like you're talking to somebody who loves playing music so much, and the entire song's about not wanting to play this
Yeah,
show. So
right.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, but yeah, I think that there's a time and a place for humor, and you just have to be like selective about it when you're dealing with big feelings.
Yeah, heavy stuff. Yeah, I
But
agree.
it's good to have.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
this band can't be a full bummer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I thought of this, Jenny, but like I think of like a WWE show, right? Like you got all of
Hmm.
those serious grudge matches and guys hating each other, but then you
Hmm.
need like that comedy relief somewhere in there too, right? Like you need those funny
Absolutely.
characters, right? So
Of course.
kind of
Yeah.
makes sense in that aspect. I don't know why I thought of it in those terms, but it does kind of it is kind of apropos for that reason. But tell
That,
us a
yeah.
little bit about kind of your Genesis story. You grew up in Keller, Texas, right?
Hmm. Yeah, just small little suburb of Fort Worth. Got through high school on the skin of my teeth. I started my first band when I was 12. I played like a roller rink, and then that kind of gave me my I I felt like I found my purpose, you
At
know,
12
and
years
like
old, you started a band. So what does that look like as a 12-year-old?
it's a three-piece pop punk band, you
Really?
know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, called Duct Tape, and this is like me and my buddy Joe and Ryan from school, and playing in a garage, and then getting to play like a New Year's Eve party. I remember getting a call to see if we would play the New Year's Eve party at this roller rink, and I was like, we're a local band now.
Nice. Okay, so 12 years old, you're playing pop punk, which does not surprise me knowing what came later. But how are you being exposed to that type of music as a youngster? Like, obviously, you're being influenced by that if you want to recreate it, right?
Yeah, my sister got in trouble for buying tickets to a Blink 182 show, and my dad was all like, "Well, the punishment is we're going," and
That's the punishment. Okay.
uh, and to his detriment, it changed my life.
Oh my
So
gosh. Does he have regrets? That's the question.
probably,
Probably.
probably, especially
Uh,
now. But like, yeah, the I think that there's a an element of, you know, just I was 11. I I had a guitar in my room that like my uncle had given me before he died. I had didn't really have that many friends. Was, you know, a little queer kid,
so
you
that
know,
was your
that
outlet.
yeah, and so like I think finding punk music was like, okay, look at all these freaks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not weird by comparison to these people. And like, if these guys can play to 20,000 people, why can't I play to 20,000 people?
So it was
Yeah,
just you went to a show and you saw yourself up there, right?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think it just looked like a, it looked, it inspired me. I was like, well, I have a guitar, and like, I like songs. I was in choir, like, I like singing, and I think that all of this is pretty cool. And like, I don't know. After that, I kind of just kind of I kept getting more and more involved with like just trying to find people. I started writing songs. Like I learned like a couple of Green Day, Blink songs, and just was like, "Ah, I got it,
Yeah.
and then just started kind of like communicating my feelings. Um, because I had a lot going on that I wanted out. I was scared to be too honest, so there would still be like a superficial barrier that would kind
Sure.
of be there up until now, but like still it was a way for me to like inch out of my shell and show people like who I am, what I think, and what I want to put out into the world.
Is this helping you in a way with confidence issues and being able to find like-minded people?
Yeah, it gave me like a band of
Sure.
friends.
Yeah.
And then after that, then there's like people who like the band, so they are also inherently my friends. And then like now there's a show to go do something. So now I have something to do and to go to. And then there's other bands that I become friends with because I'm also in a band, and then I go to their shows. And then there's people that like their bands, so I become their friends. And it's like now I have a little bit of an in to this, like to be social. Whereas like before I was playing sports and like I was good at them, but I was also like just super awkward,
Yeah.
like I just had a hard time making and retaining relationships because I didn't know how to like really connect with people.
Well, it's got
Um,
to be really eye-opening for a young person anyway to finally find that space where they belong, right? And then
yeah.
you're really going to hold on to that as hard as you can at that point, right?
Yeah, it was fun and it always will be and it always is fun. But like it also was a challenge. Like I still haven't mastered music
Sure.
and I think that's why I'm still obsessed with it. Like some of the best musicians I know are
You're
like
never going to master it,
don't
right? That's the beauty in it.
yeah, or like if you do feel like you have mastered it, then you're just bored of it,
Well, change it, right? Do something different,
Yeah.
right?
So I feel like I feel like it's something that like I'm always interested in. I love learning and I love growing. And then I also just like I don't know. There like I wrote a song last night. I just like it.
Yeah.
I do it. And when I find something that I'm like, oh, I think like I could show this to somebody and they might understand me a little bit better, then I like release it.
Yeah. So I mean, early on, you mentioned that you were doing things vocally, choir, things like that, but it was really that concert that started it instrumentally for you. When do you start putting all of those different kind of tools together? Is it really quickly? Because you did mention 12 years old, you're starting a band, so
Yeah, I just did it.
you just
I
yeah,
just did. I had like a notebook of songs that I went over to my friend Jason's house, and Jason had like a couple of people that he jammed with, and like I kind of came over there and was just like, well, I got a bunch of songs. And they're like, well, we play other people's songs. I'm like, oh, I don't know those.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
So you had the
uh,
inspiration to write right away as well. Then
yeah, yeah.
are you writing about personal experience at the time as
hmm
well? Kind of that darkness.
Maybe like I'm sure like there's some darkness in it to, to a 12-year-old, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel
it was kind of like I got to dive in. I just got to like jump in to emotion
yeah,
that wasn't really, you know, I wasn't supposed to be crying. I wasn't supposed to be feeling these things. I wasn't supposed to have stress. I was supposed to be happy all the time. I was supposed to be like perfect little, thing. And I was a very like imperfect, broken,
yeah,
slightly
yeah,
traumatized person, that's developing into their own self, but is still super confused. And so I think it was really nice to just have the clearance to be all like, you can
yeah,
talk about this now,
yeah.
and like, so I like got to like write a song. Like my first song is like the last day of school, and like how even though I'm supposed to be really good at this thing, I don't feel very good at it. And like, even though I'm supposed to be like the, you know, I'm supposed to like being at school, I don't. And like, it's just really simple. And then
hmm
like the next song is about like a song, like a girl that I liked that I would never tell, you know? And it starts as stuff like that. And then it kind of starts moving into, later on when I get into like my high school ska band, then like I start kind of processing like a death in the family, or like I get to start processing like what it's like to not really have, um, how music is my place, and any outside of music, I don't really have a place. Like things start kind of opening up, and then uh, you keep writing, and you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's taken me 25 years to get to this,
I love it. I
So
love it.
here we
Yeah,
are.
in my experience of chatting with songwriters over the years, it's usually if you start writing really young like that, it's usually either a way for you to really kind of get what you're thinking and feeling out into the world, even if it's not meant to be listened to by anybody or read by anybody. Or the other thing is, and sometimes it's both. It's like wish casting, right? Like you're wishing that you're not in the position you're in. What you want it to be later, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, that's a powerful thing.
yeah, sure.
The I think that there's like I think when you start young, you're processing your emotions
hmm
through music. And I don't know like if you've ever been to therapy or anything like
Sure.
that, but it doesn't start in the deep end.
No.
Like you walk down the stairs just like you would any other pool. You wade through the water of the shallow end, and then over time you find yourself in a deeper, deeper place. And like you can't rush it. And there's some people who can get there, when
Quickly.
they're younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you don't know what they had to go through to get there.
hmm
And I don't know if you would want to,
Right.
you know. And so you have to allow your life to be your life, and you have to allow your songs to be your songs. And you have to just let time move you forward. And so my experience started in a place of, you know, curiosity, and it has guided me through some of the most bleak times in my life, and it's allowed me to do some of the most radical, amazing things in my
Yeah.
life.
It was a friend
So,
you found when you needed it the most, right? Like, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Like, we all have that thing or person or whatever it is for each of us individually that we trust the most, and
yeah.
it sounds to me like music might have been that for you. And it sounds like you knew it right away too. Like, this is my way, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love that, man. And lots to unpack, man. I can't wait to ask you some questions that I think maybe nobody's asked you before, and I'm excited about your answers here in a bit. But I love that you're writing so early, and you're obviously in the state of Texas at the time, and so you're writing pop punk. And I mean, let's be honest, pop punk is not exactly the
2001.
most vulnerable place to be with genre, right? Like, it's not like it's not like normally the genre is very deep lyrically,
No.
is what I'm saying. But you're in
No.
Texas, so I imagine you're being influenced by country at some point, and that ends up being an ingredient in your music at one time.
Yeah, I mean, my parents loved country music. I loved country music. We used to go to like rodeos and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
I
you have to.
was,
You're in Fort Worth, essentially, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So like, I think that there has always been like a love of country music from me, and like my songs have never really fit exactly in anything either.
yeah,
Like, I always felt like maybe I was trying to be a little too deep for this pop punk song,
right, right.
And like maybe this isn't as catchy as it could be, but I feel good when I sing it. Um, and it wasn't like I was just in that genre forever. That was just kind of like my first band. I grew up in like the early 2000s, and like I am from Texas, but like I don't own a ranch or anything like
Right.
that. So like I'm just a person, and like I'm experiencing the culture around me. And at that point in time, like punk rock is breaking, um, and there's all kinds of different scenes, and there's all different cliques in school, and like I don't particularly fall in any of them, but I have like a couple of people in each one that are
Yeah,
cool. So, um, I'm just like the kid with the guitar, you know? Like, I don't skateboard, but I'll be there with a guitar.
yeah.
And like, I played hockey, but like that wasn't even a popular sport then either,
Not in Texas,
just
that's for sure.
a weird kid.
Yeah.
Um, but like, of course, like, I mean, I heard those songs in the car and at the restaurants and in my home, like, they were everywhere. So it was there. Um, but it is adult music. Like, it's hard to relate to things that you haven't experienced yet. Like,
Yeah.
I had never had a girlfriend, so like, I'd never been heartbroken. I never drank, so I've never been drunk. I'm like, I never cheated as a
So it
kid.
was
That
just
doesn't enter
you're
one of
not
my
able
things.
to relate to the content.
No, not yet. And like, maybe for the better,
Yeah, yeah, sure. You're already
and
dealing with enough, right? Like,
yeah, like there were things that, and also being who I am, like being, sometimes I didn't feel safe in that setting either,
right.
you know, and knowing who I was inside and hearing what other people would say outside, not thinking that I was right in front of them,
Mm-hmm.
I knew when things weren't safe to be, well, I couldn't, I had to put on the
The wall.
mask to an
Yeah,
extent.
absolutely.
Yeah. And like, so I didn't really have a place with country music yet. And it took me a while to find it. But like when I did, and I did relate to it, I was I was very drunk, and I had tons of girlfriends, and I related to all of it.
Yeah.
And then I found the stories, and that's when like my writing and the music, I was like, okay, this is where, because like I had written story songs most of the time. Like
Yeah.
that's how my songs come out. And like that doesn't fit with pop punk. And that doesn't fit with any other band like hard
Yeah.
rock or
And
anything
that's
that
what
I
I
had
meant.
ever done.
That's what I meant
Yeah,
by
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. Like I mean it never, but like again, like I had never really fit in anyway, so it's just
Hmm.
like I don't know. And
That's a good thing, by
even
the way.
thanks.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So like when I did find it, um I was in a really, I was in a spot where my band of 7 years had just broken up. I was dating somebody who loved and introduced me to country music that I, ended up being inspired by. And like, I just started writing her songs. And um, as like the pile of songs kind of grew and some of the content kind of got changed out, like, songs like Wildflower popped up and um, Don't Tell Me What to Do. And uh, like it was just cool to like start being like, oh, I really like these. I might show somebody these
Yeah.
songs.
That's
And
a hard
John Ted,
decision to make, isn't it? Like going from like keeping them for yourself and kind of making them therapeutic for who you are, but then like once you put them out into the world, they're not yours anymore, really, right?
yeah. I mean, I don't want to go up and tell somebody what a song means
Right.
because it needs to mean something to them.
Sure.
And like, um, when I release it, it is kind of just my offering, you know,
Yeah.
and like, I give it up and I let it go, and it can be imperfect or perfect or both. And I still just, that's what I give. Um, so I go through stints though when I'm writing where it really helps me to write as if no one's ever going to hear them. And I
I
can just kind
imagine
of
so.
relax.
Yeah.
I can just kind of relax and allow myself to open up. You know, I've gone down the stairs, waded through the water, and got to the deep end for the last 25 years, so I can kind of just do it now and um, trust myself enough
Is
to
that the
handle it.
process with every song that's personal to you? The waiting and getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Is that the process all the time?
Yeah. I
Boy,
mean,
that's got to be tough,
it's just where the good songs are.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
The
I
good songs are in the deep end.
yeah, you go over there.
Yeah.
Like it might take you a couple of songs to get there, Like I don't write just one song when I'm writing. Like I'll write, you know, two or three in the
Sure.
process. And like so just like with the bars session, it's just relax, write something shallow, let it go, move on. Okay, now let's make something a little bit more interesting. And then like if you're not all the way there yet, one more, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and like with Amerikinda and Native, I pretty much wrote both of those records within a weekend,
Wow.
or most of. So like I did 25 songs in a weekend, just being like, okay, 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 and just like keep moving and moving and moving. Next page, lyrics. Next page,
It's
lyrics.
called getting into the zone, right? Just getting into the zone.
Yeah, and flow. And so and like that didn't happen on Life Behind Bars. Life Behind Bars took me like 2 years to write. So
Why do you think that was?
I was touring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get sober, and I was dealing with my dysphoria at a level that wasn't just like popping up. It was like not going away. So my relationships were strained. There's a lot of stress. Just like, I mean, I was promoting the self-titled record like on, as I'm opening up my songbook to start writing Life Behind Bars. Like Dead Canary was almost 2 years old by
Wow.
like, and like Ted and I started writing songs together in 2020 at the September of 2022. So, and then we didn't get into the studio until March of 2024. And yeah, it just took a lot of persistence and patience and energy and um, openness.
There's a lot of fluidity with this album, in my
Mhm.
opinion. I was kind of alluding to it a little bit earlier with kind of the deep personal subject matter, and I mean it's brilliant. It truly is. But my question is, if it took so long to write, over 2 years, how are you getting yourself into that space each time, for where the end product is so fluid?
Well, that's the sign of a great producer.
Sure,
Um, Ted is fucking brilliant. I hope I can say that.
absolutely,
Yeah, I mean, he, Ted Hutt has produced my favorite Flogging Molly record, Drunken Lullabies. Uh, he produced my favorite Gaslight Anthem record, the 59 Sound. Produced my favorite Lucero record, 1372 Overton Park. He produced, you know, fucking so many bands like
yeah.
Dropkick Murphys, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I mean, Old Crow Medicine Show. He just fits me really well. Like um, he's punk rock and Americana folk country.
Yeah.
Like he just can do everything. Like Devil Makes Three, another band that he produces. Tiger Army. Like just kind of fuck. I love that guy so much. And I purchased two records. I got a repress of Drunken Lullabies after the Flogging Molly tour because I was like, I've had a picture disc since like eighth grade. I should probably get a fresh one and save that one. And then the Gaslight Anthem 59 sound. I had an old copy that I wanted to replace, and then I looked at the back of them, and there's Ted's name. I was like, I know what producer I'm gonna get. I had no idea how to get a hold of Ted fucking Hutt as a as an as a as a me,
Yeah.
and how do you don't just call Ted Hutt
Right.
kind of thing. Like no one has his number. It's like he is online kind of, but like I had to figure out like, and then do I have the guts to, how much is it going to cost? Like what? It's so many questions. So I started talking to all my friends that had worked with him. I talked to John C. from Lucero, and then I talked to Nathan Maxwell from Flogging Molly, and I talked to RC from Turnpike. So obviously, bass players are my in,
I was just gonna say.
and every great thing that's ever happened to me has had a bass player involved. But like, yeah, I called my friends and I was just like, "How'd you like working with them?" And they were like, "It's really hard." And I was like, "Okay, well, I really want to work with them." And they're like, "Cool. I don't know if you're ready, but
Good luck,
maybe.
right?
Well, good luck."
Yeah.
And I just kind of kept poking around. And Nathan, we were about to play St. Patrick's Day. It was our first Bloody Molly tour. This is how far back I was trying to get Ted Hutt, right? So this is like 2022, first tour out the gate with Flogging Molly, and we have St. Patrick's Day in LA at the Hollywood Palladium. Like, ugh, so fun. Can you invite Ted Hutt? And Nathan's like, yeah, sure, of course. So he invites him, and Ted has his own show with like the Walker Roaders, which are fantastic. And so couldn't make the gig, but will keep us on the radar. I'm like, okay, damn, it took me a long time. And then I got a call from Ted on September 9th, 2020.
You remember the date. I love it.
I can tell you why I know that date. Um, but yeah, I didn't get a call from Ted until, so that was, let's say, a week before St. Patrick's Day 2022, all the way to September of 2023. I'm just like talking about Ted Hutt to everybody but Ted Hutt
Right.
because I have no idea how to contact this person.
Yeah.
And I get a call, and I'm in Nashville on my way to an Old 97s tour. And Americana Fest is happening right there, and I have a ton of FOMO. But he's with Dropkick Murphys, and he was like, do you want to meet up and have breakfast?" And I was like, "Absolutely, just give me a call." And Ted's time blind, so like he completely misses breakfast, and I'm about to get into the van, and uh, but he gives me a call, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, I got hung up on some stuff, and like I can't meet up, but I just wanted to call you and just say I really like your band, and I'm like, that's really cool that you like my
That's a
band
score. Yeah.
because I really want to make a record with you." Uh, and it's like, okay. He's like, "What's your budget?" I'm like, "I have absolutely no money." He's like, he's like, "Okay." He's like, "How many songs do you have?" I'm like, "None. I'd like to write 10 songs with you." And he's like, Okay, well, we'll see what happens." And, it just starts off where he sends me a chord progression of some guitar stuff, and then I write songs over it. And, like, the first song we wrote together uh, was Bible Belt. And, like, it was like the first song he helped me with. We got on a Zoom call, and I was like, "Okay, here's what I'm thinking." He's like, "Okay." Like, let's keep moving. I was writing about completely different subject matter when I was talking about Bible Belt at first. I was going through personal memories and, you know, trying to work through some stuff. And he kind of like helped me open that up in the studio. But like, yeah, these songs would kind of pop up, and I would, write to a certain place, and like it would hit my wall. Sometimes it wouldn't, like your picture or, things like that, when I'm like talking about my daughter or anything like that, I really, really open up. But when it like kind of came into like being a little divisive, or like having an opinion about something, or like social commentary, or like, you know,
Are you worried about
just
reaction? Is that the wall?
my dysphoria and my knowing of being a different than how I present has always made me fear abandonment,
Yeah.
because I've always been afraid that if anybody knew Jenny, I would be abandoned.
Yeah.
And you know, so yeah, kind of in a way. Like I don't want to say anything that would make somebody abandon me. So like that kind of infiltrated a lot of my feelings of things. But like when I got to the point where all the demos are done, all of the songs that I've written on my own are done. All the songs I've written with friends are done. And we have the SoundCloud that we're kind of going through at Sonic Ranch. Like there's money, the producer's there, the band's ready, I'm ready, let's go. That's when Ted kind of really taught me how to dive into the water. Like I've been like kind of keeping myself at the top in the deep end, but I'd never really gone all the way down to touch the bottom. And like that's what happened at Sonic Ranch with this record. Is like he kept pushing me to become more authentic, more honest, more me, not not me through the filter of something,
Mm-hmm.
but me.
Jenny.
Yeah, well, he didn't know that shit, but like,
He didn't have to though, right? Like he didn't have to.
no, but he would say things like there would be moments, and he kept picking the songs about my dysphoria, and then like he would, you know, he's like, "Why don't you sing like a girl?" Like in the harmonies or something like that, or like things that I would pick up on that, he may not have known. But like I would get back to my room, or like the little bungalow that we had there, and like I would go into my room alone, and I would be like, they're gonna know. They're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna kick me out of this band. Like, I'm gonna be, I'm so screwed, Uh, I woke up every day. I went and ran around the pecan orchard, or went to the gym. And then I got to breakfast. I had breakfast with Ted every morning. And then you know, they would disperse and go get ready for the day, and I would go to the studio and start writing and rewriting. I mean, you know, Dead Canary and Bible Belt, I probably rewrote dozens of times.
Because of that
Just try,
wall.
yeah, trying to break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down, break it
Well,
down.
you did. You broke it down.
I did,
You
yeah.
did.
Hmm.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Um, there's just so much to talk about. I got to tell you this. I know we're kind of fast forwarding here, but the Tennessee drag ban, which is paramount for everything that's happened to you since then. I got to say, when all of that went down, I was so damn proud of you and the rest of the guys in the band. I was so proud of James McMurtry and Betty Sue, who I'm sure you know. Yes, it had a similar moment in Tennessee. Just so much uh, putting your fist at the fear, right? Like just telling the the authority, no, this is not cool. And I'm just so damn proud of all of y'all for doing that. And as
Thanks.
an ally and a father in the LGBTQ community, I just wanted to thank you to your face personally for that.
Thank
I
you.
was so damn proud of you. Um, Talk about that night and where the idea came from, because I'm almost positive, based on how I'm hearing you talk, it probably didn't come from you, did it?
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. No, that came from Corey.
yeah,
Yeah, and I definitely leaned on it being Corey's idea after the fact a lot in the press
yeah,
because, like, I was there's a time in every trans girl's life where their egg cracks, and mine was a viral moment of me wearing a dress in front of everybody
yeah.
for the first time. Um, we're in the van. We're on our way to the Shed, which is a Harley Davidson dealership with a music venue in the back, and it's in rural Tennessee outside of Knoxville. And we are just kind of like riding in, no big deal. And then all the news breaks about the drag ban bill. And everybody's like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to even enforce that? Like, what do you mean wearing a dress is illegal? Like, Corey's like, well, I'm wearing a dress tonight, or like tonight. And so we're like, we'll all wear dresses tonight. And we go to this cute little resale shop, like, and like usually we would have like gone to the jean jackets or
Yeah.
something, or the
Yeah.
leather jackets, but this time we're in like the women's section. We're all like giggling about like what dress we're gonna wear, and we're all trying them on. And we go to the back, and I mean, my perspective is I picked something out that I thought was really pretty, and I went to the changing room and I put something on that I thought I looked good in, and I walked out, and everybody's laughing at what they're wearing and what they're doing and what they're buying, and no one's really paying attention to me, which is totally fine because I'm probably just like beat red. But um, yeah, I was like, okay, we're gonna fucking wear a dress tonight, and everybody's gonna see me in drag. I had always wanted to play a drag show or like do anything to let out who like I felt like inside, but I was super scared. So this was like kind of a like a okay, I'll go. That sounds fun. I'll do that. I'll wear a dress. Let's see what happens. And like we're at the Harley Davidson dealership. Joshua Ray Walker's playing with us. And there's only like 80 people there. Like it's not a big deal. And like most of them are fans that see us on like Outlaw Country Cruise.
Yeah.
Like we had just done the cruise and shit. No one knows about me having like hard like my because of my sobriety, my dysphoria is starting to
Yeah.
kick,
Hmm.
kick up pretty bad. So like no one knows like what I'm really going through. Like they don't know that my chest is shaved. for the first time. Like they don't know that I'm starting to like allow myself to like uh ease that tension with the dysphoria, or I'm doing everything that I can to like just not be a trans person. And then we walk out to Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman."
Yep.
We play all of our songs that are gender bendy, which I have a couple of them, obviously. So like, we played this old song, Hank. Um, played "Don't Tell Me What to Do." Played the Red Dress. We played with pronouns and stuff, and it was really fun. And like, people had a really fucking good time. Like, there was very little drama there. I think like two people walked out, and they could have just been like,
Which is something for rural Tennessee. Let's just put that out there.
I thought we were gonna get our asses kicked.
Yeah.
But I was
When
like,
I
okay.
say like shaking your fist in the face of fear, that's what I'm talking about. Just like, I'm not sure I could do that. I am like the world's biggest don't give a fuck what people think about me kind of person. And I'm
Mhm.
not sure I could have done what y'all did that night. Like, honestly. So, just awesome stuff.
Thanks.
Personally, Jenni, I'm curious because you talked about this wall, the fear of abandonment, right? This has to be a huge moment for you because this is an idea that was born from a different person in your band. And so now you probably know these guys aren't going to abandon me if I decide to tell more, right? Is that on your mind that night?
Yeah, I think this is my first time of being like, well, I'll say this. What was really on my mind was the fact that they took a photo of us and then posted it on, and then it went insane.
Yeah.
So like while we're playing, it's going viral. So there's more of a like a, oh shit. Um, this is not just 80 people seeing me in a dress. This is a lot of people
Yeah.
seeing me in a dress. This is like the world seeing me in a dress. And then like, you know, that was a little bit more on my mind. I think that's where my nerves were kind of going. Because once I got on stage, I realized I knew most of the people in the crowd, and this was going to be totally fun. And like, even after the show, we're like drenched in sweat, but we take our dresses off and we're going to donate it to the LGBTQ community of Knoxville and stuff, and Tennessee Pride. And I knew that what we were doing was for good. So like, that makes it a little easier to get your ass kicked or get in a fight over,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and also, no one's gonna fuck with the six-piece band, you know? So that kind of adds to the bravery of
Right.
it. It's like, are you really picking a fight with me, or are you picking a fight with me and five other
And
people
y'all are
plus
from
like
Texas
two
too, so
for
let's keep
yeah.
that in mind, right?
I'm also not weak.
Right.
So
Right.
like it is the bravery of my band was, I noticed that night. And I noticed how everybody was shameless about what they did, and how everybody was proud of what they did, and that we all stood by our laurels. And then the press started coming, and like Rachel Maddow's fucking talking about it, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I started getting like really scared because like my family was kind of awkward about it, like and
Mm-hmm.
I I felt like one of those moments of like, oh, they're gonna figure it out. Someone's gonna figure this out. And then like all the press is happening, and the wall kind of goes right back up really big. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no, 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 no. This is Corey's idea. He's that little
It's
stinker.
just a one-time
Um,
thing. Yeah.
just a one. Well, I kind of say, I mean, there you could go back and pull some quotes. I remember saying like, well, if I gotta like help people by wearing a dress, I'll wear a dress, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha. But it is one of those things where like it was a surreal moment that like I don't know if I knew exactly what was happening at the time, or how big of an impact it would have, or how big of a that was the moment where like my shell cracked. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
put the
once it
mask
cracks, you
on.
can't put it back together, right? Like, so,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
couldn't.
essentially
No,
the
and
cat is out of the bag at that point.
yeah,
So, I have a question about your sobriety because, just man, choosing sobriety is so hard, right? Especially in the music business and especially in the touring music business, right? When you're on the road so constantly. Um, and you have more reason than most to stop on your sobriety. You have things changing internally and physically, and all of these things that are happening to you with your dysphoria. It would be very easy for you to fall back in and end that sobriety. So I guess the question is, why didn't you? Because it seems to me like you're embracing kind of the changes that you're feeling, even though it is a struggle. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. It is. Uh, there's always a reason to relapse.
Sure.
Like you could figure one. I'm an addict. I could definitely come up with a reason to relapse, but um, I was developing self-confidence.
I love
Um,
that. That is
yeah, I
such an
was.
important answer. You know that, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, people are
I
going to
was.
hear this, and I mean, that is the best reason to not relapse is because of self confidence, because you love yourself more than that, right?
Yeah, I was starting to love myself. I found the part of me that like I never allowed myself to love. I I never fed the side of me. I pictured a cage in a dark room. I finally walked in and, you know, unlocked and like gave a meal, sat
Yeah.
down, got to look at my shadow a little bit and like accept myself, but also like in that process build because I never allowed myself to really be seen. I never really knew who I was, and in that I never had a sense of like character. I never had a sense of like hard boundaries. I
Hmm.
never had any of these things. I was just doing anything that would keep you from leaving me.
Yeah, because drunk is a personality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and so like in those times, like I was journaling and getting to know myself and who I am. I was reading like mostly, you know, just pretty much anything that I thought would, make me smarter, better, or more successful, or more disciplined. Like I read business books, financial books, self-help books, Stoicism, Buddhism. Like I had never allowed myself to read, but because I'm dyslexic, and so I always had an excuse to not read. And so like when I quit smoking and drinking, I was like, well, I need something to do.
Something
So
to do
like
with your hands, especially, I imagine. Yeah.
yeah, and even if I read slow, at least I read something. So like I just started with a page, and that ended up being like a chapter. And now it's
And
like I
it's
can
the
read
same
a
thing,
couple more
starting in the
chapters.
waiting in the shallow end and just get into the deep end. It's the same thing. I love it. At some point, you build enough self confidence to tell everybody. So, what's that decision for you? Yeah,
Uh, it wasn't pretty.
I imagine
Uh,
not.
like
What are you
I
most afraid of in that time? Your family?
yeah, abandonment.
Yeah.
And like those things actually end up happening, but they they don't come to me quickly. Like I
Shallow end to the deep end again.
shallow end to the deep end. So shallow end, I am reading a book called uh, the Four Commitments. First commitment is be impeccable with your word. And I had been lying about my identity my whole life. And by lying, I just mean like I didn't really understand it. I didn't open up about it, and I didn't talk to people. It wasn't like I just
Yeah,
immediately
you
came
weren't
out.
being
Like my name's Jenni
malicious.
Rose. Like
Yeah.
like it was like, hey, here's something I've been really scared to talk about. I have gender dysphoria, and I think I'm a trans person. And I told my wife at the time, and there were a lot of tears, and it was really scary. And then we picked up and we moved forward. And then I told my drummer, Trey, and he didn't abandon me. I told my dad, and I told uh, my old roommate. I just kind of started telling people one at a time. And, um, Life Behind Bars is all written, and it's gonna be coming out soon. And like another reason was like Life Behind Bars was written, and like there's songs like Evergreen and Bible Belt, and you know these interviews that we're having were going to happen. Like, what's this song mean? What's this about?
Hmm.
Tell me about the process of this thing. It's like, how many lies, how many ways can I really avoid
The truth.
being myself
Yeah.
when like the whole point of this is to express who I am? So, I came out to my family, I came out to my friends, and then on November 5th, I came out to the band. And then
And you remember
on,
the date again, see?
Mhm. And these are big moments.
Absolutely they are. As you're reliving this story to every single person, because man, what a very respectful way of doing it. That's not the right word. I can't think of the right word, but like telling each individual person, right? I mean, it would be so much easier just to come out and
A
write
Rolling
an
Stone.
article or something like that and let everybody find out together. Yeah. But you're reliving this story over and over again to each person you tell. Is it getting easier for you as you retell it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the it doesn't get easier because it's 50-50, right?
Yeah.
They're either going to love and accept me or they're going to abandon me. So I think the hardest part is going in there and being okay if they
With
abandon me.
either outcome.
Yeah, because it doesn't change the truth.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part about you know, telling my wife was like, okay, she will either stay with me or leave me, and I have to be like, okay,
Hmm.
you know. And there are, w with every person, I was really scared about telling my best friend. I mean, we had lived together. Uh, we had been in close quarters for 18 years.
Yeah.
You know, why now? And then the resentment that he may have of me keeping something like this for that long, even though like there was no way I would be able to like use words to explain all of this back then, But
You have to convince yourself first, right?
well, I convinced myself that just like anything, like you convince yourself that it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
and
The
ignoring
opposite.
it
Yep.
goes for a while, and then yeah, there was a moment where I had to accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to accept it as like my life experience now. Um, so I come out to the band, and everybody's gets to know me a little bit more, and they don't
Hmm.
bolt, and we keep going out on this road trip with Lucero,
And
and
this is who
then
you are. I mean, this is the true you anyway, so people should embrace that anyway, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, like they had watched me like go from like a 240 pound hairy dude to like 165
yeah.
pound hairless. Like everybody was kind of like, what
Yeah.
is going on? But once again, context. So now the
Hmm.
weight loss makes sense. Now no beard makes sense.
Yeah, people are probably
Now,
like, ah, okay, there it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
now all those songs make more sense, and yeah, it
Has your
was,
writing changed since you came out?
oh yeah, it
In what
was.
ways?
So great segue. I'm feeding my inner child, and I have a three-piece pop punk band called Tomgirls,
Let's go. I
and
love it.
and I before I came out to the band, I guess subconsciously I was like, well, if they're gonna kick me out of the band, then I'm gonna have to have something on the back end, and I'm also processing all this stuff too,
Sure.
and like coming to grips with being a trans person, coming to grips with deciding to transition, coming to grips with coming out to people, the feeling of what it's like to be accepted, and the other side of it, which is like fuck you,
Hmm.
kind of thing. And all of those things are just great for writing. So I just wrote 23 songs of punk music and
Golly.
recorded it at home, and it sounds really good because I went to audio engineering school too. I'm also a producer. I just have never produced anyone yet. I would love to, but I haven't yet. So it sounds really good. I'm actually recording drums. So I'm writing all these songs to kind of process my dysphoria. So every time I come out to a friend or I come out to a band member or anything like that, I'm all like, okay, well, here's your little punk rock pamphlet and of my dysphoria, and they get a
Punk
private
rock
SoundCloud.
pamphlet. I love it.
They get this private SoundCloud link to a record called Sissy by a band called Tomgirls, and it's just me.
All right.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna need that link, Jenny. Come on.
well, you'll get it. You'll get it. I'm finishing it, and then I'm gonna show everybody
All right.
because
Very
it's good,
cool.
and
Very
I like
cool.
it. But yeah, my writing is really opened up. I don't. I just swim to the deep end, dive down, grab a gym, come back up.
Let's go. Man, I love the swimming pool analogies, man, or metaphors, whatever they're called, man. It's so cool. Let me ask you this. That was one question I didn't feel maybe somebody had asked you before is about your writing having changed. I'm curious if you mourn your previous identity as well.
All the time,
Yeah.
all the time. He was a very handsome, well liked, easy, easy dude, and Jenny is as beautiful as she is complicated, and life as a trans woman in 2025 is vastly different than life as a straight white male,
Yeah.
And I wish, you know, I wish I had I wish I had that experience of not going through this.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where I'll be honest, I've never been so aligned with who I really am, and I've never been so understood by the world around me, for better or for worse. And I've never been uh, in a place where I um, have known myself so well.
Is that
It,
freedom to be yourself? Is it cleansing? Is it the most cleansing thing you've experienced? Do you think?
I think by letting go of the weight of other people's expectations,
Mm.
I have freed up the energy to be um, the best version of myself I can. So like I am, look, there's always a reason to relapse, but gender dysphoria isn't one of them anymore.
I love that.
And like there's always a reason to, you know, close off from people, but me being trans isn't one of them anymore. And so that like just frees me up to be like I'm aligned with the people that I'm supposed to be aligned with, and it's really quick. Like I don't have to like figure out if someone doesn't like me anymore. They just instantly don't like me. And what's really beautiful is like I really have met so many friends in this process. I've met this beautiful community that has welcomed me. I have put out a piece of art that was understood
It's
for the first
incredible
time.
too. It's so good. Like it's
Thank you.
just yeah, it's incredible. I got to tell you, this is in no ways a comparison to who you are and what you're going through. But for a long time, I had long butt length purple hair, and
Good.
This was honestly in solidarity with my children. I have multiple children that are in the community, and I love them so much. Our property is a safe place for anybody out there. But the purple hair was in solidarity with that. And I used to have hateful people ask me all the time, things like, you're only doing that for attention, or what's the point in having purple hair? And I know everything I need to know about you just because of the hair. And I'm just like, so anyway, the moral of what I was saying is, what I would tell them all the time is basically the hair is a good hate detector. So we're going to do, this is called Off the Rails with Jenni Rose, and these are a bunch of little small segments that we'll use for TikToks and things. This is always the best part of the show, I think. So first one is called Did You Know? Can you tell us something people may not know about Jenni Rose?
I'm so open. The most unpunk rock thing about me is that I'm a rule follower. Like,
you're a rule follower. Give us an
yeah,
example.
if you want to jaywalk, I'm bad at it. I'll be
Oh
like,
my
"I'll wait."
God. Go to the crosswalk. Oh my God, that's great. All right, next one's called Impactful. Can you name 3 people that impacted your life in some way? And then tell us the number one thing you learned from each of those people.
I'll start. Okay. Joe Strummer first. Uh, he impacted me in a way where sticking to your guns, being who you are, being outspoken, being anti-authoritarian, kind of gave me the ropes of what it was to be punk rock and like to be a punk, and like those were things that I like really wanted. Um, we're talking about like met in person. Rhett Miller from Old 97s
Nice.
uh, inspired me, a million times over musically. But like when I met him and he was sober and I was a trash can, I could definitely see the
The difference.
difference between
Yeah.
my performance and his performance, and the way he looks and the way I look and the way he feels versus the way I feel. And like it was really cool to come back and like go on a tour with him, as a sober person. And my first tour not drinking was that tour that Ted called me, and it was the reason why I can remember that date because the first day that I stopped drinking was September 1st, my
I
birthday. So it's super
gotcha.
easy to
Okay.
remember. And the uh the third, I'll go with Marcus Aurelius, uh, the Stoic, and I think he taught me that the obstacle is the way.
I love it. All right, next one's called Mount Rushmore. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of most influential artists?
Okay, Johnny Cash, uh, Dolly Parton. Those are my country people. And then for punk rock people, I'm gonna give it to uh, Patti Smith and Joe Strummer, and then
That's 4.
just and then is there 5?
No, there's only 4. You got
There's
4.
only 4. Good,
Yep.
thank good God, because I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna put after that.
You got
So
it.
there you
All right.
go. Yeah,
All right, next segment.
cool.
So,
Yep.
what the heck? This is a game show style, segment where I'm going to ask you 5 questions. These are the most random
Okay.
questions ever. Just tell me the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear the question.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Why do you think McDonald's doesn't serve hot dogs?
There's no money in
There's no money in it. The McDoggy dog. Come on, come on. You get Snoop Dogg, like,
it.
right?
They sell hamburgers. It's conflict of interest.
All right, all right. Fair point. All right, number 2. Who is your hero?
Uh, Joe Strummer
All
again.
right.
Like you just keep asking me.
All right, number 3. If you could write a book, what would it be about?
The last 5 years.
All right. Number 4, would you rather have to read aloud everything you read or sing everything you have to say aloud?
Sing for sure.
Okay. And last
Slow
one, number
reader.
5, you are riding into battle and you can choose any animal to ride in on. And this animal will be the size of a horse, though. So if it's smaller than a horse, it will be blown up to the size of a horse. If it's bigger, then it'll be shrunk down. Which animal are you riding into battle on?
Giraffe.
The horse-sized giraffe.
But only because of the horse-sized giraffe.
I'm just picturing that. That's hilarious. All right, most people just say horse. I'm like, come on, come up with something. All right, next segment is either bucket list or fly on the wall. Choose which one you'd like to try.
Bucket list.
So what's on your bucket list of things you still want to do?
930 Club, Troubadour, Red Rocks, First Avenue, Madison Square Garden, Metro.
You've thought about
Australia,
this before.
Japan.
Love it. All right. Next segment, choose either biggest lesson or moment of gravity.
Biggest lesson.
All right. So what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned directly from music?
No means no. Yes. Or sorry, no means no. Maybe means no. Yes means maybe.
You can apply that to so many different things, too. It doesn't have to just be music. All right, next one is called Grateful. What are the 3 things you are most grateful for?
My health, my family, my sobriety.
All right, last segment could be the hardest one for you to answer. The segment is called Who Do You Think You Are? So who is Jenni Rose?
I am a kind person who wants to do a little good, finds themselves writing songs and representing the trans community in 2025, 2026. We're the present. Where are we? Here we are.
We're somewhere.
We're somewhere. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Jenni, I appreciate you so much for doing this. And Nate, thank you for helping make this happen as well. This is just such a huge moment for me, and I'm such a fan of yours. Not just as a musician and an artist and songwriter, but as a human being. You are. I've said this to you many times on social media. You're changing the world, and I appreciate you for that.
Thank you for being so patient with me, Chris. Thanks for getting me to the place where I could do an interview casually, and thank you for allowing me to schedule this and reschedule it and reschedule it and reschedule it.
Well, it's all good. We try to be as flexible as we can because the stories are so cool, right? And they're so fun to tell. And let me tell you guys a little bit of how you can follow this young lady right here. It is Vandoliers.com. Think of Bandoliers with a B, except it's with a V. Vandoliers.com. I don't imagine any of y'all are not already following, but you should be if you're not. I got to know. I know we just got new music from y'all, but is there more coming?
Yeah.
So what's the ETA? Are you able to say yet?
We just did our first world tour. My first tour as a trans girl, and I told you that my writing has gotten more poignant and pointed. I wrote a song called Girl on the Run, and I played it every night by myself until we got to LA, and then we recorded it with Ted Hutt, and it's really good. And it's my first song that's like 100% Jenni. And we're gonna put together a little EP and put that out. And then we also recorded every night of our tour, so we're gonna try to put together a live album for everybody. And then I'm working on a Tomgirls record, and
not busy at all, right?
And I want to put out a solo record too.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I love that. So what was the moment like with you and Ted when you told Ted? I'm curious because
when I came out to Ted,
yeah,
he was really beautiful. He was really kind. He was happy for me. He was happy to find out that he helped me, and he was just really supportive and really proud.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, guys. Make sure you're following. You are you're just so beautiful, Jenni. I appreciate you for doing this. And
hey, y'all, this is Max and
Heather
Stalling, and you're tuned in to the Boston Chris Show. Thanks for listening.